To another episode of Chilindrinas, Finas with your girl Nicole, Patrice. I'm here with another guest. I'm so excited. Hey. Wes Julien.
Hey. Thank you.
So I'm like, I don't even remember exactly when I met you. Like, I know it was like we went to. So I think the first time I met you was there was like some storefront on the north side. I can't think of the name of it, but like it was just like a open mic deal. And I remember that was the second time I'd met Alicia.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And it was like a few horn players there, and everybody was just grabbing the mic and flowing and stuff. Okay, so I think do you remember the name of that spot?
I don't.
Okay, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
little shitty bathroom off to the side, and everybody was in there kicking it and smoking and chilling out. And it was a bunch. I know like the whoever owned the venue or whatever was like these kind of hippie white boys. Yeah.
Sheesh, wow, that was
right before the pandemic.
Oh, yep.
It had to been like fall of 2019.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Sheesh. Yep, because that's around the time when I had officially moved up here.
Oh, so you just got up here.
Yeah, I'm not even from here.
Right, I know that. So tell me about that. Well, actually, introduce yourself and then tell us where you're from and all of that.
I bet. Well, I am Wes Julien. I play drums. I'm a producer, songwriter.
Yes.
I'm originally from Rock Island, Illinois, so it's about 2.5 hours away from Chicago. I went to the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences in Arizona. After that, I went to Western Illinois.
Okay.
And then I moved here after I went on tour with this artist, Tim Stop. We opened up for the band Chicago.
Okay. Hey.
So yeah, we did that. And then Alicia told me, my best friend, she was just like, you need to just go ahead and move up here. And I was like, all right.
Nice. And so for those who don't know, we talk about Alicia Monique. Shout out to Alicia Monique.
Shout out my best friend. We've known each other 20 plus years. Easily, 20.
Because she from out there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, we've known each other about almost 25 years.
And you ain't nothing but a baby if you don't mind saying your age.
I'm 30.
Okay. Well, you ain't no baby no more. You 30 already?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Okay, cool.
I turned 30, August, because we share the same birthday.
Oh, you want to turn 30?
No, I turned 31 this year.
This year, okay, got you. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking it's 2023.
We're still getting used to it.
Right. I had to go stalk your page real quick to see the year. I was like, okay, he ain't too old.
Right.
Because I know I'm about to hit that 40.
40 where?
Don't flatter me.
Oh, 40 where?
No, but yeah, it's coming. It's mentally, it's definitely there because you be forgetting stuff. Yeah. And you ain't got time for a lot of shit. Once you get to 40, it's like the bullshit is like at a bare minimum.
Yeah,
can't do it. So tell me, out there in Rock Island, it's like y'all got a lot of musicians that come out of there for some reason. What's that about?
A few. It is a pretty rich arts place. We've got a lot of history there.
Okay.
Big Spiderbeck, he was one of the forefathers of jazz trumpet. He's from there.
Oh.
Jesse Johnson from Morris Day and the Time.
Okay.
He's originally from Rock Island as well. The costume designer for Earth, Wind and Fire and Purple Rain, he's from Rock Island, Illinois as well.
Okay.
So we got quite a few people that come out, and I think right now we're even having like another renaissance of Quad Cities artists that are actually like starting to make a little more noise and do a little more. So
nice. So when you say Quad Cities, what does that encompass?
Okay, it's Rock Island, Illinois, which is where I'm from. Then there's Moline, Illinois.
Okay.
And then across the river, there's Davenport, Iowa, and Bettendorf, Iowa. Because we're separated by the bridge or by the Mississippi River.
Mississippi River, okay. That Mississippi, man.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of history, don't it?
It does. And we're one of the spots where the Mississippi flows east and west instead of north and south.
Oh,
so when a lot of people wanted to cross over west and go towards Iowa and go west, That's one of the
where they would
spots.
go. Nice. Look at you giving us a little geography lesson,
a
history.
A little something.
See, that's why August, our birthday, we birthday twins.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? We got the we be into some of everything.
For real.
Do you find that you get a little overwhelmed with some of all of the interests and talents and
at times I think I've found a way to, for the most part, balance them, or at least put at the forefront what I need to put in the forefront at the moment in time. So there'll be times where I'll be writing more and it's like, okay, cool, I'm doing that. There's times where I'm playing more and I focus on that. And then there's times where I dedicate to do absolutely nothing.
Oh, I know that's right.
Where it's like, today, I'm not doing anything.
Right.
I'm not leaving my bed.
Right. Just... Shout out to Bruno Mars.
yes. Like, there's those days where I don't do anything. Or I know right now it's like eagle season. So I'll go by, like, if I'm back in my hometown, I'll go by the river and I'll just watch eagles and bird
nice.
watch. Oh man, I like bird
that's not old man shit. So look, I love to tell this a little bit. Ornithology is bird watching, right? The official term. And James Bond, obviously the MI6 whatever character, not MI, is that MI6? 00 whatever.
007.
Yeah. His character was actually named after a bird watcher. And so they'll make little hints in like the books. I know they used to do it. So yeah, that's a little random.
I did not know that.
Yeah, random fact. Yeah, it was based on a bird watcher.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I did not know.
So you could be a spy.
Hey, I could. You know what? And especially they're talking about making the next James Bond black.
They were saying it. I don't know. I think that was more like fans were trying to get Idris Elba to do it.
That would have been dope. I can't lie.
And I think he may have been interested, but the producers I heard were like, he's too street. I'm like, oh, so Code, he's black.
He's not even from here. He's from the UK.
He's from the UK. And even if he was street, he knows how to, he's an actor.
Right.
We've seen him play some of every type of role.
Right.
And he's smooth as fuck. If there is a James Bond, that's your man. Yeah. Like, quit playing. Yeah, they fumbled the bag on that one.
They really did. That could have gone crazy in box offices.
Bro, especially now, like, on the heels of how Wakanda Forever and like how I love how they kind of bridged with the black and the brown community with the Latino culture in Mexico and stuff. And like some people don't know, Lupita Nyong'o is actually Mexican. Like, she's born in Mexico and has dual citizenship with is it Ghana? I think she's Ghanaian.
I can't remember.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, y'all fumbling the bag because this right now, it's like y'all better bring all these cultures together because I mean, we all we got, you know.
You really are.
For real. How did you know you were interested in drumming or music in general?
Ooh, I think I was interested before I even realized it. It was one of those things where my mom tells this story. I was about 18 months old and I built a drum set, like with working like foot pedals and
oh my God,
and like cymbal stands and stuff like that, using stuff in the kitchen and in the laundry room and stuff like that. So it was just one of those things where it chose me. I didn't choose it.
That's crazy. Yeah. What made you even want to make your own drum set? You had to have seen somebody drumming and be like, oh, I need that.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was always around music. My mom was a choir director with church. And then my godparents, all of their children, there's 10 of them, and all of them were musically inclined. So I was just always around music. So it was just music. And my grandmother, she played piano, guitar, ukulele. She rapped.
Granny!
Yeah,
did she have a rap name?
Nah, she didn't have a rap name, but she would rap. And she actually, up until she passed that, she was 96 when she passed. She would still rap, like at the family reunions, or she would be at Vacation Bible School and they'd tell her to come up and rap.
Oh my God, so she had like Christian rap, they was clean.
She had Christian rap and then she had fun rap. So it was just like, all right, cool, let's party, let's kick it. But yeah, nah,
that's
grandma
lit.
rap.
That's how I'm gonna be. They gonna be like, come on, grandma rap.
Yep.
Be sitting around the bonfire, spitting my flows.
Yeah, and I would beatbox for her sometimes too if I was visiting. So one time I actually played drums behind her because a lot of my family were all musically inclined. So I had one of my cousins playing piano, another cousin playing like keys or something else, and like bass, and I was on drums, and grandma rap.
That's so lit. Yeah. Grandma rap. That sound like a bio or something. The name of
that does.
Grandma rap. Grandma rap. I love it. Man, that's lit. I wish I could have had my father's a drummer, nice. But nobody else really in our family was real musical. Like I had some artists and stuff like that, but nobody else was really musical. But that sounds super lit, super dope. So you said you moved up officially to Chicago in around 2019.
Yep.
Okay, how's it been treating you so far?
It's been real cool. Yeah. It's been really dope. It's been dope to link with a lot of creatives that think like me and not even look like me. Mm-hmm. Rock Island, we're 18% Black, if that.
Okay.
So it was the first. Crazy thing is, the first time I played with an all Black band outside of church was when I moved here.
Nice.
So it was like, it felt like, oh wow, this is familiar.
Like a baptism or something.
Right. Yeah. It was like, oh snap. Okay. Like bet. And not just that, but just again, because we're so small and the opportunities aren't necessarily as frequent or as big per se. Yeah. You gotta really get it out the mud, and it may take a lot longer versus being here. You never know who you're gonna run into in Chicago.
Right.
And you never know who you're gonna end up working with. Because it's like some of my good friends, they work with some crazy talented artists.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? I just wouldn't have, I may have not had that opportunity if I would have stayed in Rock Island.
Right. Oh, that's dope. Chicago has a lot of culture. I feel like so many people come out of Chicago, like just of all sorts of industries. Like it's gotta be something, you know what I'm saying, in the water or something.
Yeah. I think it just, the Midwest in general just breeds so much talent. Mm-hmm. You could look at Richard Pryor, who's from Peoria.
Right.
You can look at Miles Davis, who's from Alton, Illinois. Quincy Jones, who's from the southside. You know what I mean? There's just the Midwest in general just breeds so much talent. It's actually quite ridiculous.
It is. You have a theory on that? Like what you think it might be?
I think because we're such a melting pot. Of everything, because we get, some of our grandparents that came from the South.
Right.
So we get a lot of that flavor. And then we get just from, I was reading and studying somewhere how trends from the coast, they come in like every 7 months or something like that. Mm-hmm. So getting all this mixture and stuff, and then plus people just moving in because it is a bigger city from different countries, from different areas. So it's just interesting to see how all of this comes together into play and how we really are innovative.
Yeah.
And what we do and everything. And there's a certain, even depending on where you're from in the Midwest, there's still a chill, but there's a certain aggression where it's like that, like blue collar, work hard, like you gotta go get it.
Right.
Like just that mentality of like, bam, I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Gotta go grab it. Gotta work. Yeah. So I think that's what makes us so unique.
Absolutely. That totally makes sense. Yeah. And then even with, I was reading a little bit about how, when the Haitian Revolution happened and how kind of that brought people to Louisiana. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the Great Migration, so then you getting people that were French and Indian and Black and, different African nations, and then them people, in English, of course, and then those people coming to Chicago and up to the Midwest and spreading out. And then, like you said, we're like in the middle. So you're getting, even, once after, Manifest Destiny and we kind of spread west, those the railroads brought a lot of stuff back and forth, the water, the Mississippi and the lakes, and so it's right, it's the perfect location for everything to kind of just come through here, right? Yeah.
And I think and especially before the pandemic, I think Chicago was really becoming the Midwest LA.
Okay.
Think about how many shows over time was happening. You know, you had Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, and
right.
then all these movies that were being shot here. Then you had the All-Star Weekend and stuff that was happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If 2020 wouldn't have 2020 the way it did,
right.
I think it would have been interesting to see what Chicago would be right now.
Right. It still got potential though. You think we can work it out?
I think it's possible, but I think we just got to catch up on a lot of stuff that was lost.
And then we already were kind of behind. I feel like in a way that like everybody knows, like you go to LA to get into the movies and you go to New York to, you know, figure out your music career. But here it's kind of like, as far as the creative thing, I don't think anybody really has it on their radar unless you're talking about, you know, working it out in the jazz spots or the, you know what I mean? Just kind of leveling up and then going wherever you're going.
Yeah. And I've had this conversation with people before where it's the issue I see in the Midwest is where's the infrastructure for the arts to be able to remain here?
Right.
You know, like, and I was actually doing some research with one of my guys and I randomly asked him, like, what's the last major label that's been here since Chess Records?
Right. And
we were looking, we were like,
nothing really.
We're not seeing any real, of course there's entertainment groups and there's other, you know, movements, but as far as an actual staple where everyone knows bam, this is where things are created, this is where things work, this is where things are even channeled through. It seems really interesting to not have that infrastructure in place to keep people around.
I wonder if that's a result of kind of like the Al Capone days and you know what I mean, the gangs, and how the aldermen and the police are essentially gangs part 2. You know what I'm saying? Or part 1 and the gangs were part 2.
No, for real. No, I think so, because it's very mob-ish. Mm-hmm. And it also sucks the fact that a lot of times it seems as if a lot of the people who would keep things in order, they get taken away. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like there's that, you know, how you could go to LA and there's those people you would check in with, or you know, there's a certain order. Right. Here, I don't know if there's as much, and this is from, again, I'm an outsider looking in. I'm not sure about the order. Yeah. Who's really running stuff? Who's really making these phone calls? Who's really making these boss moves and linking up with other bosses and really saying, okay, this is the infrastructure that needs to be built. This is how we do this. This is how we do that. So no, you as an outsider looking in, you making a pretty astute observation, if I may say so myself. Oh, I'm gonna flatter you when it's time to flatter you. Okay? Don't be making me blush in front of these people. Don't be making me blush in front of these people. You know you can turn it on too when you ready to turn it on. Come on, birthday twin. This is right. You are absolutely. But I don't be telling no lies. If I'm gonna compliment you, I mean it. You know what I'm saying? If I say somebody the other day and hey, you look so nice today, and I had to look over and I was like, nice to see you. No, it's good seeing you. I tried to give it one. I stand it twice, you know, Terminator mode, up and down, you know, and just tell her have a nice day. Right. She woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, so I'm going to give her a pass. Oh man. If you weren't doing music, you think you would be doing something else? What else would you be doing? That's tough. I've asked myself that often. And it's honestly so difficult for me to come up with an answer because, like I said, it was just one of those things where music just chose me. Nice. And I didn't necessarily choose it. And it was one of those things if I couldn't even get away from it if I tried to. But if I was to be into anything else, I'd probably be into sociology. Nice. I enjoy studying people and studying human behavior. It's really interesting to me to see how people interact with others and what brings them those interactions. And
right.
I don't know. So yeah, probably sociology.
You like more so when I think sociology, I could be wrong. I think it's more so like how people relate to each other and systems around them and things like that, versus psychology, which would just be the inner workings of individuals. They kind of overlap.
They can at times, and I see how both of them also coincide, because at that point it's like even socially, like what's the adapted ideology of that culture? Why do they believe into those things? Are they more communal? Are they more individual? So at that point, I don't know, both of them do kind of coincide.
Yeah. That's dope though. I definitely feel you, because like I'm always kind of like analyzing people and trying to figure out like what the hell is wrong with you. No, I'm just playing. That'd be some of it though. Like, what is your problem? Okay.
But I think that's also a lot of what we do as creatives, in order for us to even understand how to express ourselves creatively. We have to study people and study ourselves and be like, wait a minute, why do I feel like this? Or when I'm around this person, why does this interaction feel like this? And when they're together, why is this happening? What's going on? So it's very interesting just to be super observant in how different creatives even express like their observations. Like that to me is actually really insane. And how people perceive things and their perception and how they're able to creatively paint those pictures.
I wish it was a way for like creatives, because we are very self-aware. I feel like overall you got some people that really don't see what they doing. You know what I'm saying? But in general, like creatives, you're like forced to understand yourself and understand other people, because you can't really understand the people until you understand yourself. I just wish it was like a way that we could just like run the world. But I think we're also like, we have this aversion to like certain power. You feel me?
Yeah.
What you think that, like, what would that be like if we could get over that and like become like politically, motivated?
To an extent, I also see why we don't become politically motivated, because of the things that we see, and it's like, do I really want to be attached to that? And that's going to take away from my freedom and the things I want to do. And I have to be mindful. At that point, you have to be, not to say that we don't have to be mindful as creators, that's the thing we say, but especially now in this time, you have to be overly careful, or else canceled. Cancel.
The acts coming.
So it's just, I don't know. I think it would take for the right creatives to get into politics, and I could see that happening with a couple of creatives possibly. But a whole bunch of them, I don't know which ones would do it.
Cause like didn't remember like I think Luke, did he ever win? He ran for like
Uncle Luke, he ran for mayor of Miami. I don't think he won.
I don't think he won.
But they also probably didn't take him as seriously, just because
he's
Luke. Talking about do the brand pop that
that is go hard though.
Having a campaign ad, popping booty and stuff like that.
Right. It was somebody else who ran too. I just can't think of who it was.
Scarface.
Okay.
He ran for like,
was it
alderman or something, some type of, I want to say, I can't remember.
Was this in Memphis, or where's he from?
He's from Texas.
Texas.
So,
okay.
The Houston area.
I'm gonna look that up real quick. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm like, because we could definitely like get creative and make some changes. But yeah, like you said, like we just like, I gotta be free. I gotta express myself. Like, cause I'm out be getting me in trouble all the time.
Yeah. I'll even say sometimes some people realize they're more effective as far as change outside of the office. And at that point, let's just do like the mother folks do and pay for our politicians.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely could see us like organizing and being able to like sway like public opinion in a way, or at least get people more open-minded to some changes that may need to happen. Because I feel like a lot of it, the way we vote and the blocks that we vote in and just how our views are, it's just really, we just keep repeating the same thing, and it's like it ain't gotten us nowhere. Like, let's maybe think about something outside the box.
Yeah, but I guess when so many people are trained to believe that it's only this or that, A lot of times we get into these red and blue arguments where it's like, oh, it's either Republican or Democrat. It's
right. When you got green, a libertarian, independent. Yeah.
And sadly, those other people the other parties just aren't bringing in enough money to even be considered.
Yep.
So it's like we get into this again, the Democrats and Republicans just fighting over shit, and it's just like
gang banging, bro. That's why I was like, y'all can never look down on gangs because everybody gang banging at this point, for real. Y'all on Twitter going in, repping y'all set. You know what I'm saying? Got your flags in the bio. Might as well be throwing the forks up or something.
It's just like what you bang.
right, for real.
Literally, it's what you bang.
So Billboard did an article in January this year or last year. Wyclef Jean ran in Haiti. I forgot about that. In 2010, and he didn't win. Sonny Bono.
Okay, I remember that.
Mayor of Palm Springs in 1988 to 92. So he actually won and was mayor.
Shine,
the rapper.
Yeah, he was. He's doing political work in Belize.
Oh, okay, nice.
Is he?
I don't never hear nothing about him.
Well, yeah, I know for sure, he got arrested and then he, changed some things up. But yeah, Shine.
Okay. 2 Chainz had tried to be mayor, but he didn't even run. He just was talking, I guess, about it. I wanted to do this little mayor thing, is the quote they got in College Park, Georgia in 2013.
That would be funny.
That was pretty much it. But I'm sure they missed some people. But yeah, Waka Flocka, possible presidential candidate. The rapper promised to run for office in 2012 and indeed launched a campaign in 2015. He intended to legalize weed, ban dogs in restaurants. That's so funny. What about the people who need to see an eye dog? And impose restrictions on people with big feet. What?
Dang. What do you got against people with big feet?
Waka Flocka.
Why? I mean, yeah.
And of course, he didn't win.
Yeah, I figured that.
I did not know he ran for president.
I didn't know.
This is wild.
I couldn't vote for him because of the restrictions of the big feet.
Exactly. You just blew it right there. Because, we got things to do with these. Oh, Martha Reeves. And, she shares our birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She, in 2005, she wanted to try herself for Detroit City Council. She spoke on behalf of Musicians for Better Wages and royalties in front of Congress in 2007, losing the re-election 2 years later. So she lost the re-election. So she won.
I guess she won.
Yeah, the way they writing it, I couldn't tell, but I guess so. The lead singer of the Motown girl group Martha Reeves and the Vandellas turned back to music. She's now a full-time performer with more than 50 shows annually. Did she win? Yes. Okay, so yeah. Where is she now performing and looking after her family? She has 3 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Okay, Martha Reeves doing your thing. Crazy. How old is she?
Ooh, I don't know.
That's crazy.
She's got to be... She's well seasoned.
Exactly.
She's well seasoned.
Oh, hold on, I gotta figure this out real quick. Because that's our birthday twin. We gotta know.
Yeah, facts. There's some pretty interesting people born on our birthday.
Bill Clinton. No, we don't want to claim him, do we?
Yeah, yeah. Because then there's Fat Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Fat Joe, Lil Romeo, Coco Chanel.
Right. That's where I got the Coco in my name. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Okay, that's lit. That's lit.
Even though she was a Nazi sympathizer for various reasons.
Yeah.
She is 81 years old.
Oh, wow.
Jeez Louise. Come on, Martha.
And still kicking.
I got to find her on her social medias because I don't think I follow her.
Ah, okay. Well.
Yeah. That's interesting. So there we have it. We learned a little something with that. Let's see what else. So how's your personal life? Dating, single?
I'm single.
In a relationship? Okay.
Single, very single.
I like to put it out there for anybody who want to know. You know what I mean? Because people be wanting to know.
Yeah,
you know.
Now I'm single, but as of lately, I've just been really just focused on my career and just launching that. But I still make time for dating and to. Because I feel like we learn a lot about ourselves through people as well, through relationships and through building with people. So I do enjoy dating. It's been cool.
Nice.
It's been cool.
How the girls in Chicago?
They're cool. They're cool. They're cool. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing. It's always dope just meeting different women and just kind of learning just where they come from, just their perspective about life, where they're at, what they're listening to.
Yeah. That's one of your first date questions?
What's
in your CD player right now?
That's actually the wild thing is I do ask about playlists sometimes because for me, I feel like I can learn a lot about a person through a playlist. If their music is, some people, they'll say, man, my music is all over the place. I'm like, okay, good. That means you have some depth to you.
Yeah.
And, and if you're just listening to one style of music all the time, all day, I get that we have our favorites.
Yeah.
But if you don't switch it up every now and then it's like, okay, cool. That means I probably can't take you to different styles of restaurants, gonna be open to different cultures of food, which I love food and I'm a foodie and
I love food.
I love going around and going to different spots to eat and try new stuff. So that means you may not be as willing to just explore and be adventurous. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, can't do that.
Can't do the closed-mindedness.
Nah.
I had some guy, one of his first date questions clearly was bothering him is, you don't wear earrings? That's exactly how he asked it. He was like, you don't wear earrings? I'm like, the fuck is this question? Like, I didn't put earrings on today. Probably, I think my hair was down and it would have tangled it. I'm like, why are you like overdoing that? Like, that's just, the way you asked already let me know something's off here.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm like, you gonna buy me something? I don't even think that was my response. I was just like, no, not today. Next question.
What's it like for you dating guys here in Chicago?
It's okay. I mean, I go complain too much. I'm kind of the same, and I got kids too, so I'm kind of in the same boat where I've been lately, just trying to focus on, the podcast and music and, I got a day job, and then the kids, so I'm really busy. And so when I do meet guys, it's like even trying to get our schedules together or like at least find somebody who respects that you have all these other obligations. And that's the thing too, is like as a creative, like I feel like you really have to date another creative for it to work, because otherwise they're gonna just be like, you lying, you ain't still out there. Especially as a drummer, right? You gotta pack up all that shit. I'm sure you got a couple of the phone calls like, ain't no way you still at that club.
Or I know for sure there's been times where I know I was in a situation where I couldn't give. At times I can't give as much time as some people would like, where they'd be like, oh man, like I don't get out the studio sometimes until 1, 2 a.m. And it's not that I'm on filth, and doing all kinds of stuff. I'm literally in here focused working. And that can make it difficult sometimes for dating, just always traveling, being busy and just having to meet certain deadlines and stuff like that. Because I understand to build, people want time. Yeah. And nothing wrong with that. I don't fault that. And especially you get into love languages, and if quality time is one of their love languages and they need a whole lot of time, it's like.
But that's why it's quality time. It don't mean it's an abundance of time. It's just what do you do with the time that we have?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But not everybody gets that. Or sometimes you'll catch a vibe and it's like, I want more of that. I want more of that. Yeah. What can I do to get more?
And that's natural.
And, so it's like.
Especially, as charming and, sensual as we are.
They want to be around. They want to be around.
It's addictive a little. Yeah.
It's fun. I promise people, I promise ladies a fun time,
No, for real. It'd be, I don't know. I think too, like a lot of people take it way too personally that like people aren't a compatible match for them. And like I've had like, where it's like you just realize like, okay, this ain't really working out. And so like I've gotten older and like I'm able to identify that a lot more quickly than I used to. You're younger, you try to push the issue and make it work, and you get emotionally too invested in it, and it's like, no, this really just not gonna work. Like I'm never gonna change, especially like you were saying, love languages. Like if your love language is quality time and I don't have the time and you don't find the quality in the time we spend it, it's probably not gonna end up working out, because I'm not gonna be able to change your love language, and if I gotta do what I gotta do and this is who I am, then that's not gonna change either. So let's amicably go our separate ways, but I don't think a lot of people get that amicable part.
Nah. It's usually it's like, all right, okay, right. And that's that. I've gotten to that point where I just kind of say okay. Yeah. And that's okay. That's
cool. Oh yeah. I've been a few bitches this year or last year. It's all in my past, 2020. Oh yeah. I remember the last time I split up with a guy, and it was like, And I literally was like, I just need some space, like just to see if like maybe we need to like figure something out, or like I just need some room to like. So it wasn't like I was like, fuck you forever. It was just like literally like, let's just do our own thing for a while and then let's just see what happens later, you know, and we can be friends in the meanwhile, but I just can't devote myself to this no more. And it was like, for real, fuck you, bitch. And that's why this, and that's why I'm like, well, there we have it.
Right. Like, sheesh, where was all of that when Muggs was talking? And all that.
Man, like, how long you been holding that in,
right,
dude?
She's been suppressing all that.
Them bad emotions, absolutely.
Goodness.
So yeah, I get you. It's like, you know, and I mean, I used to be out there slashing tires and stuff. Not too many tires. It was one guy. It's one guy. He really, I think he deserved it though. He honestly, if he didn't deserve it for me, I did it for all of the girls he was probably messing with at the same time.
Yeah.
We should just go do a little group and just like, girl, I got his tires. What you get, girl? Bust them windows and shit. Fuck them. But yeah, those days are behind me. I don't need no charges. I can't be in jail because jail is different now. Jail's always been bad, but jail's got to be highly different now because you know the COs be getting motherfuckers pregnant and shit.
Yeah, they wildin'. It's wild. So nah,
it's too much. So you travel.
Mm-hmm.
Where's some of the coolest places you've been?
Brazil is probably my favorite place I've been to. I was in I've been to Salvador Bahia, Brazil, and then I went to Sao Paulo.
Okay, they's probably loving you down there.
I love them too.
Yeah.
It's just, and especially my Sao Paulo trip, it was just, I was with this group and we got a chance to go visit with this family of just really dope ass Black women.
Nice.
Like literally when I say like some of the dopest Black, I'm talking like doctors and musicians.
Nice.
So they had their own singing group, but they'd also do like psychology and stuff like that. And they were therapists.
That's right up your alley, right?
So I got a chance to go to help out with some of their therapy sessions, their group therapy sessions, and play and just go talk to some of the kids at some of the schools that they worked with. And there's one time got a chance to meet with all Black women. And I just sat there and listened, just to see what was going on and how Black women deal with things in Brazil. And it was just doctors, lawyers, just a group of just some of the most badass women I've ever been around in my life. And they're just, they popping their shit. I'm just like, I'm like,
yes. We love a supportive thing. Like sometimes you do have to just, you know, I don't know. I feel like there's a culture recently too where like men seem to be more vocally intimidated by women who are independent. I don't know, with that whole movement where they kind of, I guess, you know, they're linking the feminist movement with like Black women being, you know, strong and breadwinning and doing what they got to do, especially as single mothers or single women. Like, and I just feel like they kind of conflating a lot of the stuff and making it more than what it needs to be. Because it's like, why wouldn't you want a strong woman that can hold her own when she needs to and not always crying and, you know, calling you because she can't get a simple thing done. You know what I mean? So yeah, we appreciate you recognizing and respecting that for sure.
I've always been around just super dope Black women. My entire life, I've always been around just dope Black men too. Which is another great thing as well, because I also was around dope Black men who knew how to support dope Black women and allow them to be and encourage, and not just allow them per se, but encourage them to be their best self. You know, I see my dad encourage my mom all the time. Hey, go do it. You're great. don't dim your shit. Like keep going. Right. So it was just something that I always saw and believed needed to happen, especially you know, Malcolm X said it best, you know, the Black woman is one of the most disrespected beings ever on the face of the planet. So I've always felt like I needed to make sure that I at least do my part in supporting and not being the one bringing another Black woman down.
Absolutely.
It ain't not gonna be on my fault.
For
somebody
real.
else does it, that's on them. And I ain't fucking with them. But
absolutely. I feel like there's been pushback too with like the protect Black women thing. It's like, well, why wouldn't you want to protect Black women? Like,
And what a lot of people don't realize, Black women are the cheat code. If you make sure a Black woman feels safe, protected, and loved, she will go through hell and high water for you.
We'll fight off all sorts of demons and anything on your behalf. Right.
Demons, niggas, whoever.
Right.
And pull up, what's up?
Right.
What's up? Like they don't play.
Right.
So it's like, nah, that's who you want on your team. Like,
for real.
If you don't protect, I'm telling you, like I tell people all the time, like, make sure the Black women in your life feel comfortable, feel safe, feel loved, feel heard, and feel like they can just be.
Yeah.
I don't tell women in general, in my life and that I encounter, I don't tell them to be anything. I just ask them to be. Yeah. Whatever that is in the moment, we'll figure it out. Right. I don't need you to be strong for me. I don't need you to be courageous for me. I don't need you to be anything but just be. Right. And I'll figure out how I can best be there for you. Right. Absolutely. Or if I don't know how, teach me how. I'll learn how.
I was just about to say that asking is huge too, because I've had guys kind of like go, "Oh, I see you doing this, and you should do this, and you should do that," and it's like giving me instructions. It's like, hold on, first of all, you just got here, right? You know what I'm saying? Second of all, you don't even know me enough to be trying to, mold my life into something else. It's like, how about you sit around and maybe learn or ask how you can add value, and then I'll tell you. And if that's something you want to do, then do it. If not, then it's whatever. And it goes both ways, Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people don't realize, like, you should just ask people what they need from you, and then you can best, say, okay, I can step up to that, or that ain't me, you know. And everybody can not waste time and energy and frustration,
Yeah, but communication is key.
Absolutely.
It's key, and we don't often always know how to communicate.
Yeah, that is a struggle.
And especially if you're a person that has, for voicing your opinion, you've been shut down and things of that nature. Then you get older and dealing with those throat chakra blockages and things of that nature. Where it's
why is you read my mind? I was literally thinking he about to say something about a chakra.
Yeah, nah, it's real, but that shit is real. When it's like, wait a minute, like, okay, like, how do we even heal from those traumas? Yeah. And how do we learn to heal together? Yeah. Instead of me saying my hurt is worse than your hurt. Because a lot of times we get into those hurt wars where it's like,
yes. Yeah.
It's like we're trying to compare each other's pain, where it's like, no, let's just say we're both in pain. Yeah. And let's figure this shit out and how we can heal.
Absolutely. It does not have to be like that. Because, we all go through something. I was telling somebody the other day at my job, because, she was going through a time. And, with my work, I hear a lot of people's, sad stories and, the pain and the things they're going through and why they're not where they want to be in life. And it was like, okay, you're almost 30. You dealing with all of this stuff and it's fucked up. You dealt with some fucked up shit. I'll acknowledge that. But, how I'm set up, especially the way my job is, I can't really spend a lot of time dwelling on your hurt. We got to figure out how to go forward. Yep. And it's like, baby, you've been an adult for 10 years now, at least. Yeah. The excuses is kind of nobody cares. I hate to say it like that, but nobody cares, baby. We all out here dealing with something. Some people may not know that they got PTSD or depression, but they out here pulling it together every day, even though it may not be the best for their health. They probably do need to stop and go see a doctor and maybe get some medication or whatever it is that's going to help them get through it, or work on releasing that trauma from their chakras and, doing whatever healing they got to do. But, you can't be out here relying on everybody else when they going through shit just like you are. You got to pull your own. And I feel like a lot of people, especially I'm like, if you ain't got no kids right now, because kids make it a whole nother thing. Yeah. And that's why a lot of women, I feel like, we are forced to grow up if we choose to, or we recognize that, or are wise enough and mature enough to do it, that, once you have children, all your little petty drama, all your little, everything that's went on in the past, you kind of just have to move the hell on and because it's now about getting this next generation ready for their life before you now, inhibit them from being able to deal with the real world or whatever's coming, because it's a lot of shit down the pipeline we don't even know about. So you really got to prepare, especially now having children. You got to prepare them for almost every possible freaking scenario. I'm talking like dystopian futures and machines killing people. And, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Sarah Connor and this bitch. Like, look, John. Yeah. I know you understand what I'm saying about this Terminator, but look, he gonna come from the future.
Right. I need you to be prepared.
It's how you shoot these guns, okay? Yeah. Unpack his little battery pack. No, but for real though, it's too much. So it's like, health, food is trash now.
Oh yeah. And even stuff that's organic isn't even organic for real. So it's like,
yep.
It's best to just damn near grow your own stuff.
Absolutely.
Grow your own food. Be mindful of the water you drinking, because you don't know what they're doing in the water.
Right.
Air. You don't know what's going on with the air. So it's like, and even with, I don't know, it's just nuts seeing all these dyes and stuff that they put. Like the fact that a lot of stuff that we eat here is illegal in other countries.
Absolutely.
That lets me know, I'm like, oh, what we're dealing with is really like evil.
Oh yeah. And then you're like, oh, but it's approved by the FDA. Nigga, then the problem right there. First of all, why you got food and drugs under the same administration? That should have been your first red flag.
That's and again, that was one of those reasons why even the vaccine was like, I'm like,
yeah, a lot of questions.
I'm like, are we sure about this? Like, remember, these are the same people who said this and that about this and who have us eating this and that, and they're saying it's okay.
And the Tuskegee experiments and onward is so many more. Henrietta Lacks, how they did her. Like, it's just so much. It's too much.
Yeah.
And this place we live in is definitely not for, especially us as Black people, but I wish white people would realize too, like, they ain't for y'all neither. I think most of them are realizing that. That's why they was out there mad storming the Capitol, because, Trump was speaking to a lot of them, as far as, feeling marginalized and not getting what they feel like was owed to them as, white, especially white men. They've always kind of been taught, you're the, you see it. You don't even need to be taught it. You see it when you turn on the TV. You see it when you look at who are in the presidential office, and, everything is saying you're, as a white man, you have all of these opportunities and you're on top of the food chain. But then as you living in, your granny's basement and can't pay your bills, and you know what I mean? Got baby mama drama and divorce or whatever, all this other stuff, healthcare bills piling up, factory shut down. So it's like, okay, bro, all these broken promises, now people should be kind of waking up like, okay, ain't none of these people never told nobody the truth. So it's like kind of that hate and racism should really kind of go out the window, because it's like they lied to them, they lied to us. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about nobody, but they got us out here fighting with each other.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's deep. Who you listening to right now? Some of your favorite artists to listen to?
As wild as it is, I've been back on a Future kick, and I'm not. How can I put this? I've been kind of, I go to these moments where I study artists and I'm just like, okay, why are they popular like this? What made them so innovative? I've been studying Future again, just figuring out, okay, what has made him relevant over the past 10 years, and what has made him so innovative? It
wasn't Sierra? No.
I mean,
you know what too? That toxic fanboy shit. It's kind of like how Drake had his niche initially with like the college grad girl, the club hookah girl. You know what I mean? And then it became like now him and when him and Future kind of linked up, he kind of had a slight transition where they kind of influenced each other. Yeah.
So I've just been paying attention to that, or even just that 2014, 2015 run, just because it also reminds me of college. And that was just a wild time.
Yeah.
So that, who else have I listened to? Been revisiting D'Angelo.
Okay, always a good choice.
Voodoo album is hands down one of my favorites, even though Black Messiah is the greatest.
Okay.
Also, let's see, Dwelle. I love Dwelle. Gwen Bunn.
I don't even know who that is.
She is amazing.
What's the genre?
Like an R&B neo soul.
Okay.
So she's really dope.
Vocalist?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's crazy. This other artist, Brayla. She's nuts.
She's also neo soul.
She sounds a lot like you can tell she studies brandy a lot.
Okay, and if it's anybody to study, there you go.
Yeah. She's nuts. Who else? Kenyon Dixon.
He put me on. I'm about to have to run this back and go listen to all of this. Go ahead, Kenyon
Dixon. He's been putting out some great R&B. Seven Streeter's last project was really good.
She did a recent one?
That was over some months ago.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's still recent, yeah.
But yeah, those are a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have these moments where it's like, I study different people. Arthur Vadakar, he's from Brazil.
Okay.
So I like Brazilian music and stuff like that. Yeah. Portuguese is really an interesting language to me.
Yeah. It sounds so sensual sometimes too, because it's like as I speak Spanish, so like I'll hear some words and be like, okay, I think I know what that is, and it has that kind of like twist to it where it very much, kind of gives like French version of Spanish. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly how I describe it to people. Yeah. It's like. It is. It's very much so that.
Yeah, nice. Do you speak any other languages?
Music, sarcasm. No,
no, those are languages.
But
Chicago.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot of Chicago language. That's a whole nother vernacular in itself. Like even realizing, a top compliment is decent.
Yeah. Yo, this decent.
It's decent. That's all right. Right. Or it gets even crazier. Man, that's decent as hell. Right. That's kind of like, oh.
You thinking that's mid. Like,
right. And it's like, no.
It's mid and then decent.
Right. You feel me? So it's like decent and say, oh, okay, man, I done made it.
Right.
But I was learning a little bit. I can pick up on Portuguese and certain words. I took Spanish in high school.
Nice.
And stuff like that. So I can pick up on words. But as far as speaking fluently, nah. I'd have to just spend more time in the language and just conversing with the people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always about immersion. Who's one of the drummers that you think you kind of look up to or maybe have studied?
Oh, okay. There's a few. Okay. Chris Dave. He plays a lot with like Robert Glasper.
Okay.
Drumheads. He at one point used to play for Mint Condition.
Okay.
Played for D'Angelo and stuff like that. So he's one of those drummers that I really paid attention to. Elvin Jones, who played for Coltrane.
Okay. Awesome. That sounds familiar.
Questlove. Mm-hmm. Who else? Let's see. Zigaboo Modaliste, who played drums for the Funky Meters.
Okay.
New Orleans funk band, and my cousin actually.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wait, that's your cousin?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So those are some of the people who I get a lot of and he wasn't a drummer, but I play my drums kind of like him at times. Jay Dilla.
Okay.
Jay Dilla is definitely heavily influenced like my drumming. I remember my drumming prior to Jay Dilla and then after Jay Dilla.
Nice.
And I hear like drastic changes. Yeah. It's like, whoa.
That's nice that, to even be able to pull influence from somebody because he's doing it on software.
MPC.
Yeah. Versus an actual drum kit, which, some people get, honorary with they instrumentations, but you humble enough to take that influence. What would you give as advice to anybody who wants to stick with being a producer or a creative or musician?
I think you pretty much said it. Stick with it. The difference between, I'm learning now, the difference between somebody who made it and somebody who didn't is that person who made it didn't quit. Mm-hmm. No matter how long it took them to get to that point, how many steps it took, how many lessons, how many failures, how many attempts. They kept going. and they learned as they went along the way. So just being open and willing enough to learn along the way, keeping some tough skin so you can just keep going and keep pushing, and being around motivated people. I think that also helps me a lot as well. Just being around people who keep me going, keep me uplifted. People who every now should be a message, hey, keep going. Like one of the homies right now, every now and then we'll just randomly just text each other. Keep going. That's one of our phrases is keep going. And they
probably come right on time too.
It does. And it does. And it started off as a joke. He was where was he at? I think he was at some race and somebody just yelled, keep going.
Nice.
Keep going. And that's our little joke, but it's still our motivation to each other, where we're just like, hey, keep going.
That's like divine, time and intervention for sure. I believe in that. It's, you hear something and it stick and it just, it's like a not a red flag, but like a green light in a way. It'll be like, okay, this is what I should be doing. So any final words, anything you working on in particular you want the people to know about?
Ooh, quite a few drops. Quite a few drops this year. Working with a lot of artists over the past year and some change, and a lot of the music is finally ready to be out there now, and it's gonna be a good time.
Okay, so it's still a little tight-lipped right now. You gonna give us some more details on your Instagram and all of that?
Yeah, I know there's one artist I'm working with in particular, CJ Parker. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff. Another artist, Rue Maroon, Mexican artist I've been working in, so I've been getting to like Latin pop and stuff like that too. Who else? Doing some work with this guy, Obbs. He does a lot of spoken word, so I'm working on some spoken word stuff. I'm even gonna probably produce a country record or song.
Hey.
So I want to get in every bag.
Absolutely. So ain't nothing wrong with that. That's so you can feed that foodie habit.
Yes, exactly.
Any places in Chicago you want to recommend before we get out of here?
I just had Yasa African restaurant.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
It's I think it's on like 35th and King.
Okay,
something like that.
I've never been there. I've definitely passed it. I don't think I've ever had there.
So good.
Okay.
Oh my.
All right.
It's like.
I'm gonna definitely check that one out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope y'all enjoy. I'm gonna link what I can to his Instagram and whatever other pages you want to send me. I'll definitely hook that up so y'all can get to know Wes a little bit more and follow his music and all his projects. And thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my time with you. So you keep kicking ass. Keep killing. I'm happy for you, proud of you, and that you just continue to just grow.
Yes.
And you've been kicking butt, so keep kicking butt.
I appreciate you, and thank you. Same to you. We got that heart connection.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, definitely.
Y'all take care. Peace.
Peace.